to have, has an incredible group of competitors that have worked so hard all week, and this should be a very competitive race here in just a few minutes. We see them lining up here on the field now. We have a total of 8 in the class, and it's going to be a very exciting race here in just a few minutes' time.
Pace plane, getting ready to lead them away. There they go. The #1 qualifier is David Robinson, race 92, top shelf, a Lancer Legacy.
What a beautiful airplane. Now, you know, these are all kit or home amateur built airplanes, some even in their garage. Here we see another example. This is Bijan Malecki, race 23, the Reno Bear, a Glasair 3.
Second place qualifier, the red plane right there. The Rocket 6 is the name of that one. Race 49, Bob Mills from Georgetown, Texas.
Beautiful Vans RV. We see a mix of aircraft. Here's another one. This is James Webb out of Newport Beach, California, race 69. He calls it Leading Edge, another Lancer Legacy aircraft.
That is race 21 right there. Alan Crawford in Blackjack. Reno, Texas.
And here the tail dragger, race 96. This is an F1 rocket called Sarah Smile. Pilot Chris McMillan out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Here is D. Child, Missed Tuesday. The Glasair 3, that is race 60 out of Locust Grove, Georgia.
And our back competitor, Pete Zaccanino, race 28, coming in hot, a Super Legacy.
The champion many times, multiple classes here. There is race 30.
That is our observer safety plane.
Yes.
That's Andrew.
Yep.
And he is one of our top competitors in this class. Here he is flying a safety function for our racers as he takes off behind the field. So our pace plane and our safety observer in the back both kind of orbit above. If somebody were to need help for any reason, they are able to orbit above and help. And if needed, they could fly down alongside, help analyze any sort of issue that might be needed. But we're expecting to have a fantastic 6 laps, a little over, right around 42 miles, Tommy.
And Andrew Findlay there will be racing later in another class.
Yeah, we believe that he'll be in the gold class today.
Well, as we say, they've been racing all week here, and of course the purpose of racing all week is to try to gain in class, to move up. And moving up from the D class, or the medallion class, was D. Child. We saw in race 60 there from Locust Grove, Georgia. Had a chance to talk about D. And the name of his plane, Missed Tuesday.
This airplane I built, it's called the Glasair 3. Took me, the way it got its name is, it's called Miss Tuesday. Everybody used to ask me, when's it going to be done? And I said, Tuesday, I'm not sure what Tuesday. And then it actually got signed off on a Wednesday, so we called her Miss Tuesday.
What a great story, Tommy.
That's how you arrive at a good name right there. D. Child now taking off in the 7th position here, the 7th starting position. See how they fare here with the move up in class. Congrats already for achieving that during the course of this week.
What a great story, and so awesome to see, you know, how these aircraft that our pilots and crews are building and completing and enhancing and innovating, and you see that all throughout this class, and D. Child, a great example of that.
Today, our talented pilots will showcase the incredible capability of Honda Aircraft Company's.
Let's talk about starting position #1, always an advantage here. Occupying that, race 92, and David Robinson. Talk to him as well.
Starting on the pole in the bronze, hoping to hold it out. We got some guys that are turning some things up and going a little bit faster. 28 had some problems with his airplane this week early. He's got it all fixed. I think he's gonna give me a run. He's gonna start last, but he's probably gonna give me a run for the money for this one, so we'll see.
What do you need to do to win?
Stay focused, fly a smooth line. Yeah, just stay in the game.
What would it mean to add your name in history when you're
Oh, it'd be big. It'd be big for me and my family, my team, my sponsors. You know, Flying Eyes, Mike Coney, the guy that let me race his plane this year. Everybody's pulling. I got friends from home, thanks to you guys that are texting, supporting. It would be huge. It'd be an honor.
Little tip from David Robinson there on watching this race. He says, look out for the final starting position. Pete Zaccagnino in spot number 8. It's going to be race 28 coming in hot. That's a white Super Legacy with yellow tail. We will keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is not quite in view yet. We've got D. Child on the far right of your screen, the blue camo airplane we just heard from D. And Pete Zaccagnino still forming up as they depart and circle around behind Peavine Mountain. It takes just a little bit for all these aircraft to make their way back to the pylon or to the pace plane. But this group yesterday, we had such a great race there, Tommy.
Yeah, David Robinson had the pole position for that. Position number 1 in race 92, top shelf at Lancier Legacy.
Race Charles, 417 flights, about to go around Peavine.
You can see the competitive racing right beside each other, just like we have in every class here at Reno. We get a great shot of 2 of our finishers making their way as they come around towards the home pylon. Here you see again, we have to pass on the outside, close course pylon racing. Great example of the competitive back-to-back racing that we have just all the way around the course in this class, Tommy.
Yeah, they're playing Bob Mills. Rocket 6 who's in this race as well. There goes the leader, David Robinson, doing a good job of staying ahead of the field.
Yeah, and he talked about the support and what it would mean for him to lead that here. He actually finished first in this heat race, and you could see the competitiveness almost caught him there with the red plane. And here we see our field still gathering up as they make their way around here for this, what will be the bronze medal race here in sport class as we come around. You know, David Robinson talked a little bit about the support he has from sponsors and crew and family and everybody associated with the Reno National Championship Air Races. Here is, we call it the September family, Tommy, and for good reason. Such camaraderie across the aviation industry, and the innovation that happens in this class alone really feeds into the general aviation industry at large here in the United States. And there's a lot of companies that are very invested in these racers and helping them prototype different products to help them go faster and get that next little half a knot, half a mile per hour out of these aircraft. But that technology and that innovation does make its way into your family Bonanza, your family Cessna down the road. So what you see in front of you here today, ladies and gentlemen, you will see in the general aviation industry down the road. Just to give you a good example, the propellers that are used on a lot of these aircraft, Tommy, composite propellers being developed by companies like Whirlwind and Macaulay and Hartzell and Cato and many others. They're testing and developing in partnership with the crews and the pilots here. Those technologies and advancements make their way directly into the aviation industry, and they'll be at your local airport in the coming years very soon.
And like you say, Rob, they sweat every detail on putting these planes together, right down to the paint jobs, the detailing, everything. It makes a difference in the performance of the plane.
It certainly does, and we heard David Robinson talk about that in that interview as we got started. About what he's been preparing to do, where he's looking his strategy. He'll have the inside track, but he knew some of the field back there is going to be coming for him. And I'm just excited to see it. This is going to be such a great competitive, high-energy race as we get ready to go.
These are the bronze class racers. Been racing all week here. If you're just picking up with us, this is going to be a 6-lap race.
And even though it's still early in the day, Tommy, the place is packed. You can see some of our set boxes out in front in this shot here with those folks, but the parking lot's full. They're lined up to get in. The grandstands are packed. It's just such a great day. I mean, everybody knows this is the final flag at Reno, and they've come from all over the world to be here, Tommy, and it is just a packed house, and we are so honored to be able to bring it to you in your living room here on the live stream.
And you can bet just about everyone who's ever sat here and looked at this view live, watched the racing going on at the highest level of racing, wishes they were here again today. Anyone who's been here over the last 6 decades.
It's going to be iconic all day long, and this class is no different as they circle around. So we've talked about that a little bit before, Tommy, but the sport class, like many others, does form up on the pace plane, and they circle around Peavine Mountain, which is behind us from this camera view here. It would be behind your shoulders, directly behind you. They'll circle around and make their way from this view around your right shoulder. There's Peavine Mountain. And you could begin to hear some of the radio traffic between our...
Cleared onto the course. Thank you. Clear on course, 417 flight.
So the flight's been cleared onto the course. That tells us, Tommy, they are coming around the back of the mountain.
We have 45 degrees.
They will be making their way onto the course shortly. Now, once they drop into the chute, as we call it, they will be line abreast. They're going to have to stay in their lanes all the way down to the guide pylon. And the first lap will be on our larger 8-mile course, but then they're going to transition to the inner, which is about a 7-mile course. So for a total about 41 miles, 6 laps as they make their way in. But they're getting close now. We can hear that radio traffic in the background. The pilots are starting to feel that adrenaline, Tommy. The excitement in the crowd is going. The crowd is coming to their feet as they begin to see the racers enter the area.
Oh, what you got? 6, no more.
So for those viewers at home that may not have been here before, this view is from up at the guide pylon, which is north and east of the stands. We're looking straight south, so the aircraft will be coming directly to you, and we will continue to watch this view as they approach. And like we said, they will stay in their lanes, coming right over your head from this camera view. It's going to be exciting.
That's good. Hold what you got. That's looking good. 10 seconds to go.
So you hear that voice is our pace plane talking to the pilots and the racers, getting ready to go. There they are, Tommy. See our racers all lined up. We're about ready to go.
Gentlemen, you have a race.
There it is. You see the pace plane pulling away, Tommy. We are racing for the bronze. Reno 2023. Right side of your screen there, David Robinson, we heard from earlier. Victor Malecki, and then beside that, the red airplane, the Rocket 6 of Bob Mills, as they make their way into the first turn. Head north into the foothills around the farthest portion of the course that they will fly today. This first lap, they do the longer 8-mile outer loop, if you will. See the guide pylon moving through the bottom of your screen as our aircraft are in a left turn all the way around. They have strung out pretty much in starting order. Tommy, as we watch them go through the far northern portion of the course, they'll soon be headed southbound through the Valley of Speed for the first time. The aircraft are now up to speed. They're down at the minimum 50-foot altitude, continuing to make their way around pylons 5 and 6 there and head southbound into the Valley of Speed, coming right back towards us.
Out in front there, starting position number 1, David Robinson, holding on to that right now. Looks like
You're right.
looks like Rocket 6 may have moved into second place.
Bob Mills there and coming around the outside. White, look at this, 4 aircraft all bunched up right together. That's our new David Robinson race number 2. He continues to hold that lead here by the home pylon for the first time. We've completed lap 1. They'll transition now to the inner track, the 7-mile long track.
2-1, I'm on your right.
Race 23, started with 2 slots, still hanging onto that space as well, despite Bob Mills being right at the first.
Yeah, once you get into the turns, all the factors, the aerodynamics all come into play. And that's where you really begin to see now as things begin to play out between the leaders. But here you see first and second. Robinson in Top Shelf on the left, Malecki in Reno Bear on the right. That is your distance between first and second.
So it's Dave Robinson, Bijan Malecki,
Fourth, that's Bob Mills.
and
It's like
James
race 69.
Webb. I got a feeling the guy up high might be Pete Taganino, and he could be putting the moves on.
And I think that that might be Zaccanino making his way up. There, Tommy, they're coming into our shot on the outside, the white aircraft that is on the outside. That is race 28. Coming in hot's the name of that airplane. You see it looks like he's making the pass there for third and fourth. But here's our leader back, David Robinson, top shelved. Race 92. Continue to see Bijan Malecki, race 23 there on the left side of your screen, holding a solid second, but the distance appears to be about the same time as last time by. And they're coming into your shot is third, fourth, and fifth, and Pete Zaccanino in race 28 has worked his way up into that conversation as we continue to watch our leader now coming back in towards the foothills.
2-3 on your right.
There comes Zaccanino now making a bid for second. Tommy, on the right side of your screen. He appears to have a fair amount of speed. It looks like he has now successfully passed the Reno Bear, the blue and silver glass air of Malecki. So there we have our leader on the left. David Robinson, race 92, and it looks like Zaccanino's got some speed on him, Tommy. He is going to have to pass on the outside, but there is a significant overtake happening right here.
All the way from the 8th starting position, Pete Zaccanino, former champion here in different formats.
It looks like he's got the distance to complete the pass. We'll know when they finish this turn here around pylons 8 and 9. There it is, Tommy. We have a new leader. It looks like he's going to come right here. Maybe I made that call just a little soon, but there it is.
You've got it.
There it is. He did complete the pass. This time by on the pylon, he is our new leader. Race 28, Pete Zaccanino. Second place, David Robinson, race 92. There's so much excitement here, Tom. Wow. The adrenaline is on. The adrenaline is pegged right now. There it is. Race 28, Pete Zaccanino coming in hot. He is continuing to pull away here in this shot, Tommy. As they head back north on the course, you can see he's got some speed, and it's just pulling away.
David Robinson warned us about that, said, look out, this might happen. It did happen.
Yeah, he had some insight into that for sure. Zaccanino appears to be just on rails, very smooth. Smooth is fast in pylon racing, and here you see Zaccanino just demonstrating that for us here.
Okay, let's see if we can see that Chris McMillan. I think Chris McMillan might have made his move on Alan Crawford, but we'll have to wait till they come by to see. All right.
Continue to watch Zaccanino as he drops into the Valley of Speed, making his way back southbound.
He is moving.
Wow, those supercharged, turbocharged motors just sound beautiful here on Sunday morning. There's third and fourth. Tommy, you see the red airplane. And Bob Mills out of Georgetown, Texas. Rocket 6 in fourth. Blue and silver of
There's 23.
I believe that's who that was, the green. Malecki. Looks like Mills may have a little bit of closure speed. It's not quick, but he's making his way towards. There's the silver and blue. There's the Rocket 6 coming up behind him. We have a good race there all the way around.
6996 on your right.
Third. I'm sorry, third and fourth.
Third and fourth, yeah.
Yeah, third and fourth. We got fourth, making a little bit of ground on Malecki. They're in race 49, the red aircraft on the right side, the blue and silver Malecki, race 23 on the left. As they continue to make their way around. I do think that Mills has something for him here, Tommy. Our Georgetown, Texas racer. He's on the outside. He's got the longer way around to go, but he's got a little bit of speed. We'll see if he can pull it off. We are beginning to run out of laps.
Yep.
As we are completing lap.
Flag, white flag.
Hit the white flag lap. The next pass is start.
Pylon cam time. 4 aircraft there all together. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all bunched up. And here is 3rd and 4th as we continue to watch Mills try to catch to that pace, but out front, Pete Zaccanino.
The test pilot from New Jersey, who's had such a great career racing here in Reno. He, like all of these teams, would love to finish with a medal here on in the final flag event at Reno for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He came from the back to be out front by quite a ways, and then here we have back in the pack. We've got several aircraft that are headed back north again to the far northern portion of our class. You can see on the left, the blue aircraft in 3rd position is Malecki.
Yep.
In race 23, right behind him, the red airplane, race 49, Bob Mills, and we believe that's James Webb and Alan Crawford coming up behind him as well. Mills is doing his best to get around Malecki. We are on a white flag lap here, Tommy, one last time around pylon number 8 and 9 for Zaccanino.
He should take this checkered flag.
Checkered flag, checkered flag. Calm, line running.
There's your unofficial bronze winner, Pete Zaccanino, race 28. But look at the pack coming behind him. Finishing 2nd, David Robinson, who we heard from earlier. But this is the race for 3rd and 4th coming to the line. We've got Malecki and Mills. Malecki on the right, Mills there coming in behind him. James Webb is making a run for it. Oh, man, that looks like 3 airplanes side by side, Tommy. We got to go back and look at that footage. There is no calling that.
I'm not going to be the man to do that for sure.
My goodness, that was close. Woo! I thought my heart got going last time when we were in the F1 class. Holy smokes. What a race.
Championship Sunday, that's what it's all about here in Reno and always has been.
Well, the flag dropped for the final time on the bronze sport class, but oh my goodness, talk about a race. Here's where we started, Tommy. As they came down, you got to see our pole sitter, David Robinson, on the right part of your screen. He jumped out and held that early lead, but as he told us before the race in the interview, he had a sense that Pete Zaccanino was going to come. And here you see Zaccanino on the center of your screen now, making his way through the pack, coming around several racers, and there on the bottom you've got Bob Mills in the red aircraft. Staying out front for the moment, David Robinson, but it wouldn't last long. Midway through the race, Zaccanino made his way there. There is the blue camo of D Child going by. Such a beautiful airplane, but competitive racing all around. And here is the pass for the lead, Tommy. This is where it got settled. Zaccanino, New Brunswick, New Jersey, making his way around David Robinson. And from that point on, he would hold the lead all the way to the end and is your unofficial bronze medal winner here in 2023 in the sport class. But the battle wasn't over behind him.
Sure, yeah, the battle for 3rd and 4th place here raged on. Bob Mills in the Rocket 6. Reno Bear, the blue and silver.
Yeah, you see those, that's a look back at our leader as he wraps up his final lap coming around. But the battle in the back was this one. This is Malecki on the left and Mills behind him. Right behind them, Webb and Crawford. There is the finish where we get the checkered flag for Zaccanino. But look at this finish here, Tommy. This is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and they are all side by side. Oh, our camera angle is not exactly on, so I don't know if we can tell. Yeah. I'm betting that is nose to nose to nose. We need that photo finish camera they have over at the horse race track.
Yeah, they use timing. They use the official sanctioned camera. They'll be looking that one over very carefully. But one of the big dogs of racing for the past decade and more here in Reno, Pete Zaccanino coming in hot. Race 28, your unofficial winner. David Robinson started in the position number 1, but he winds up in 2nd place, 92 top shelf. Race 23, Reno Bear, he's on Malecki in 3rd place. Unofficially, of course, Bob Mills, Rocket 6th, 4th, James Webb in Leading Edge 5th, Chris McMillan, Sarah Smile, 96, race 96 in 6th place, Alan Crawford, race 21, Blackjack, and D